Ironically, Candace Parker is in a little bit of a hot seat right now.
Yeah,
for
she probably should go to
thoughts.
Chicago.
Candace Parker just broke the WNBA's unspoken rule, and now the mob is coming for her. In a league where the fastest rising star, Caitlin Clark, is selling out arenas and shattering records, you'd think praise would be welcome. But here's the catch. If you celebrate her without equally praising everyone else, you're a target. And today, one of the most decorated legends in basketball history is learning that lesson the hard way. This isn't just about one interview, it's about a public stand against an entire narrative. We're breaking down what Candace said, why it's infuriated the old guard, and how it could change the WNBA forever.
We have to deal with the possibility that the Indiana Fever, right now, in this moment, are better without Caitlin Clark. And that sounds crazy, and people are saying, how can you say that? I'm saying it because we're seeing it.
Caitlin Clark isn't just a rookie sensation. She's the engine driving the WNBA's fastest growth in history. Fourth in MVP voting, single-season assists record holder, athlete of the year in her rookie season. These aren't flukes, they're generational stats. But say that out loud, and unless you immediately add, and everyone else is just as important, the mob pounces. The league's old guard seems determined to downplay Clark's influence, even when the numbers are impossible to ignore. And Candace Parker? She's decided she's had enough of the double standards.
I just think that when you bring opinions to the table, you gotta have something to back it up. So you can't just say stuff.
Take the WNBA All-Star ratings. ESPN posted the numbers, but skipped comparing this year's game to last year's, the one Clark actually played in. Why? Because the truth was ugly. Ratings dropped 36% without Caitlin Clark on the court. Instead, they jumped all the way back to 2023 to hide the fall. That's not reporting, that's narrative control. And Candace Parker noticed. She's not afraid to point out that you can't forget the most relevant data unless your goal is to bury the Caitlin Clark effect.
It's fine to just say, just post the ratings. That is fine. That is absolutely fine. But it is another situation than pretending like Caitlin Clark doesn't exist.
The tension boils over when the conversation shifts to Angel Reese. Reese is a talented player, with a massive following and top-tier branding. But in terms of pure talent and economic impact, she's not on Clark's level, and the stats prove it. Reese's team upgraded to a 20,000-seat arena, but only sold it out when facing Caitlin Clark. Yet point that out, and the outrage is instant. Meanwhile, open season on Clark continues without a blink.
Look, I think that Indiana is even more dangerous when Caitlin Clark doesn't play because she's a ball-dominant guard. The ball's in her hands a lot, so you know what you need to try to take away. But when you look at Indiana now, they've got so many.
After the Fever won the Commissioner's Cup without Clark and followed it with a win over the Aces, ESPN's Carolyn Peck suggested the team might be better without her. The stat check? With Caitlin, 8-5. Without her, 9-9. Reality doesn't support the hot take, but the talking point keeps coming back. And that's when Candace Parker decided to push back hard.
Crazy to me because I'm asked so many times if I'm resentful in any type of way for where the WNBA is right now. My job was to leave the game better than I came into it. You think Cheryl Miller is resentful for me that I had a league to play in? No, she's being the mentor that she is, and she's supporting and loving and sitting courtside cheering on Juju Watkins. And I'm doing the same for Caitlin Clark and all the women in the WNBA.
On ESPN's First Take, when asked about resentment toward Clark, Candace didn't dodge. She said, "My job was to leave the game better than I found it. Cheryl Miller supported me, and I'm doing the same for Caitlin Clark." Translation: stop being jealous. Start embracing the fact she's making everyone richer. It was direct, logical, and completely radioactive to the mob. When Jemele Hill brought up Clark's turnovers, Candace swatted it away. She explained that elite playmakers take risks, especially when every defense is built to stop them. Parker's message? Growth takes time, and Caitlin's vision is freakish. She didn't apologize, didn't soften. She defended Clark point blank, and in doing so, set herself up for the next wave of backlash. Then came the tier moment. Clark at A level, Reese at C. Logical to some, blasphemy to others. Social media exploded, accusing Parker of being out of touch and demanding she learn from Lisa Leslie and Aya Wilson, who always praise Reese. Instead of debating the point, critics made it personal. The mob wasn't just disagreeing, they were blacklisting her. It got so heated that Cheryl Swoops herself jumped in, joking that maybe Candace shouldn't return to Chicago. Objectivity? Out the window. In this climate, if you praise Clark without elevating Reese to the same level, you're done. But Candace didn't flinch. She doubled down, asking point blank, "Who are you taking Angel Reese over? Paige, Sabrina, Kelsey, Caitlin, Aya? No one." Candace then lit into the All-Star game, calling it a missed opportunity. "You can't wear those shirts and then give fans that performance," she said. Slow pace, no energy, sloppy plays. And here's the kicker, without Clark even playing, those ratings would have been lower. Her presence as a bench coach and cheerleader kept fans tuned in. Candace isn't just winging it, she understands Clark's impact better than most. She knows that without leaders defending her, the WNBA risks losing its biggest growth moment. That's why she's calling out the better without Caitlin myth. In reality, the Fever's improvement without her just means they'll be even better when she's back, and the ratings will follow. Here's the truth the old guard fears. If the Fever are contenders without Clark, then with her, they could dominate. And dominance brings viewership, sponsorships, and a fan base the WNBA has never seen before. That's why the anti-Clark crowd works so hard to diminish her, because her success makes their narratives crumble. Need proof? Look at Clark's return against the Liberty, one of the most electric performances in recent memory. Millions tuned in, ticket prices spiked, and the WNBA's momentum surged. It's the exact scenario Candace is fighting for, sustained growth, fueled by genuine star power. While much of the league plays to short-term pettiness and ego, Candace Parker is thinking big picture. She's willing to take the hits, check her ego, and speak uncomfortable truths. Ironically, many critics telling new fans to respect the legends are the same ones trying to silence her. Candace said it best, "You can't just say stuff. Have something to back it up." And the facts back her. Without Caitlin Clark, and without voices like Candace Parker defending her, the WNBA risks wasting the biggest opportunity it's ever had. If you're still here, drop a trophy emoji in the comments so Candace gets the flowers she deserves.